Hello guys, so early in the morning, so let's make it quick. Last prediction was that we're gonna see a pullback, and we got it. If we watch it closely on the weekly, you can see we open the first week of the year in red, and this is not usually good sign for the rest of the year. There is some statistic that if the first 5 days of the year is red, it's gonna be a red year. If it's green, it's gonna be a green year. So gonna be interesting to see. You know what? Let's check it here. 23. This is the first. This is green. This is what happened the year. Let's go 22. This is red. We have red. Let's go 21. Where it is here, green. We have a green. If we go 20, not that good walking on 20, but you can say it was green because it ended up higher. So you can go further and check it out. So we open green. So what can we say about it? If we go for the daily, you can see how it goes. It's try to close some gaps, and I think that it can even go to the 450. People are waiting for it, and even closing this big gap at 440. If we go for the 1 hour chart, let's see how it goes there. Sorry. All right. If we go for the 4 hour chart, we can see it touch our key level 466 as we predicted and bounce from it. But now, this was the first red candle we saw. It was big as a big sign, moving up, taking up stop losses, and then continue down. So next level, it didn't cross below, which is a good sign, and probably we'll have divergence. Let me check. No, we don't have divergence from here, so we gonna see continuation. We don't have yet change of trend, so we probably gonna see sideways and then continuation. We see here the momentum crossing the zero, which is not that good, and the sellers come in here, guys. You can see the volume. You can see volume. I know it's going down, so this is probably a little bit profit taking. And if it will get down, it will hit the 440 and can even touch the 420 area, all the way down to the 415. So it's gonna be very interesting, because this move was too big, this move, and you can see the divergence between here and there. This is making a lower high, this is making higher highs. Now it's crossing, so gonna be interesting. If we check the 1 hour chart, you can see the break. This is the 200, so it broke it. So could have a move for the upside. Let me check here. We have divergence, so we probably can try to spike higher and then continuation. So I'm going for the continuation, even though in the short terms it tried to build some power. It bounced from the 466 as we saw, and bounce up and has some power, so it can continue and try to go up again for the 474. And if it break the 474 and closed above it and then make a pullback, it might be a continuation for the upside. So far I'm still biased for the downside because of those big candles and the volume here, and maybe lots of profit taking. You can see, and all the gaps which left behind, which need to close. So this is my thesis. Let's go for the Qs. I told you this is gonna be quick. With the Qs again, if we move for the weekly, you can see the red. This is the reversal pattern, and then going down. You can see it here. There is no divergence, so it means it can move down and then make continuation. So probably people wait for it for the support level to check it out, 386 area. If we go to the daily, we can see it can bounce from this dynamic support, the 390, and can go down to the 360. Probably ended at the 370. There is a lot of gap on the daily in the Qs. There is a divergence for the upside. You can see it here. It didn't finish yet. So this is a key level. If it managed to break the divergence, it means continuation for the downside. So you have your level, you have the divergence there. It didn't finish. You see that it didn't cross, so wait for it. Did I see it on the S&P? Sorry. Yes, we saw it on the S&P on the daily. So it's building continuation in the longer term, which is good. If we go for the 4-hour chart, we can see, oh, this is the level. I see the Fibonacci level for resistance. Let's clear it up again here. Started to be negative. It crossed the first 398 and closed below, and now resting here. Momentum is negative, no divergence, so it means continuation in the shorter term. In the 1-hour chart, you can see it. It's a break of the trend. Let's make it smaller. You can see it here, up, up, up. So this is a break. So it could mean a push to the upside and then continuation for the downside. Do we have it? There is no divergence there. Let me check. This is 399.59. This is 399.50. So this is 59.9 cents. So there is small divergence. This is the move for the downside. So if we want to see continuation below the 395, let me check something. In the Qs, it can reach to the 388, then below to the 364, 353, and even below. But this is for much longer term. So next target 389, 388. So in this area, probably this, you can see the gap here. So here you can see this is close here, open up there. So it can continue and then try to push for the upside. At the moment, I'm biased for the downside, but this is just the reversal, guys, because make it smaller. You can see it. This is a big move. So could mean this is just a nice reversal resting on the 388 here and then continue higher. Could be interesting because you can see here there is a divergence. So if we, let's say, take the Fibonacci level from here, this is the peak. It's clear, so it could move for the 423, 420 here. So I'm more inclined to here to touch the 388, 390, and then moving for the. But this also can work. So guys, so Qs, even though it moved lower, could be interesting. At the moment, the Qs is weaker than the SPY, so it could move even further down. So again, moving down, let's move for Tesla. With Tesla, same goes, resting here. You can see this is a big move down, resting, ending green and resting. Divergence, didn't finish it. So any move above the 340, 240, sorry, 242 can move for the upside. I'm more inclined for it to touch here the 224. If we check it on the 4-hour chart, you can see how it rests on here. So next target 232. Even though Tesla, I wanted to make a bigger reverse from this support and then continuation. It didn't, so it can continue. And if it continues, guys, it can reach to the 215 here, to this area. So this is interesting. Momentum negative, momentum negative. There is started a divergence for the upside. So it needs to break the 227. So we need to see how it's open. So far, it seems that below 237, it will continue lower. If it managed to break above 237 to 38, continue higher. So this is basically resting at the moment. Seems that Tesla started to build some strength, but it will need to push below 236 and below 237 if you want to be more exact, close below for continuation for the downside. Let's check it on the hourly chart how it looks. You can see this is trying to move, reaching for this area of accumulation and distribution, taking out stop losses, moving up again down to the area. So now you have those 230. There is a big gap here which need to close, so why not close it? I'm biased for the downside for the shorter term. Apple. Okay, Apple much weaker. You can see the move much weaker. Cross it. Will it lead the market with it? So far, we can say yes. It can rest here on the 178. Very interesting. You can see it here how it crossed below. Momentum is very negative. Momentum is very negative. There is no divergence. You could say that there is a reversal pullback divergence because it make higher lows. This is lower lows, so it could pull back here and then retouched the 200 dynamic support and rest on it. So could be very interesting, but you can see it here. It started to build the divergence. So if we took it, let's say, you have the 6180, 177, 178 as a dynamic support, and see if it managed to bounce from it. So could be a good idea if we take the extension and see where it can goes from here. The 178, let's say it here. You can see this is the peak. Again, because this is 6180, 6180, and then it can reach to the 212 and above. So at the moment we are still in the pullback scenarios. You can see this is a big pullback. So just a sec. All right, sorry, the key. So we can see the nice uptrend again as all the market did, and now this is a break. This is a massive break, and there is a gap from upside, which is great. You can see the volume started to build up, so it means we're probably gonna hit some again the 178. I'm waiting for it to bounce from the 178, and maybe the market will follow. Gonna be very interesting. Do I miss something? There is no big this is a still, you see the divergence there for the continuation for the downside. Nvidia is still strong, and still you can see it didn't do the thing. So it's just making, I don't know, cup and handle, wanna break again the 500, and this is good. Longer the base, higher to space, so maybe it will be with Nvidia, but be very careful. It will follow the market eventually. You can see it here, trying to make the reverse fail, So basically, they don't give it any chance. There is no, you can see the you don't see divergence there. So you can see the buyers are very strong here. Will I enter now? No, I will wait to see how it reacts to the break, as I told before. Even if it breaks, I will wait for the pullback, even if the pullback will reach to the 550, I don't know. I want to make sure. We have divergence for continuation. Be very careful because it seems it's gonna finish, so be very careful with it. You can see this is very big sideways with no clear signs. Try to be positive. This is the first leg, this is the second, so if it breaks, it can reach again, retest the 500. Let's see. Nothing much to say here. If we check in on the 1 hour chart, you can say there is a small divergence for the downside. So if you want to take down, take it below the 487 here, 80. If you want to be sure, wait for it to break down the moving average and be more negative to the downside. There is kind of break of trend here, which means sellers coming in. You can see here the volume with the sellers. So let's see if they can protect the 496 and even for 498, and then moving for the downside. So no clear direction. I will wait for both sides. Let's go for Meta. Meta again, the same, goes strong, resting, trying to break, managed to break. So next target 375, very strong. Nothing much to say about it. Don't move with the market like Nvidia, but managed to take the break, and not like Nvidia. The trend didn't break, so simply continuation. Do we have something here? But slowly goes. So if the market, you can see the flag here, it's building here, so just a break, moving for the 360 again. I would be very careful with it because you can see it here, this is much higher, so it's very weak. So be very careful from the spike and moving for the downside with the market. Be very careful. I will watch closely the market because it will be lead, even the tech stock. Let's go mRNA. mRNA very strong, touch our key level, bounce from it, which is good. Basically did its move. Now it's building a flag. Very interesting to see. You can see the big volume coming in. You can see here the big volume. We talked about it. We wanted to reach to the 100. It even touched the 115. Sorry, we want to touch the 105. It broke it and move and continue higher. Yeah, it's very risky, but it's very fulfilling if you manage to take it on the right side. At the moment, I think it touched some supplies levels, so see the reaction, reject, reject. Be very careful with it. It can make a pullback and then bring more buyers. I will wait for the pullback, create a nice divergence below here, and then moving for the upside. BA, big move for the upside, and now moving for the down. This is a profit taking. You see, this is the nice divergence trying to break above, making the close, so continuation higher from the daily. Could be interesting if we watch it on the 4-hour chart. You can see it here. This is a big, this is distribution, this is a break. It's still positive, even though this is negative. Any pullback will bring some buyers. You can see it here, maybe even a little bit small push and then move for the upside. So nice with BA. I'm a little bit positive with BA. Let's move for the gold. With the gold, still positive, even though it's a sideways move. I don't like sideways move. You can see it here. We saw the break, we saw the pullback. Now it's between those two, but it's still positive. So it just need to build some power to move for the 196. Let me see if we see something here. This is a small divergence. If it managed to break the 50, you can see how it's dry, hard, and reject from the 50. So it could push above the 50 and move for the upside. And let's finish with silver. I need to take the kids for schools. And silver, I don't like this pattern, because if it managed to break here, moving for the downside, no divergence, sideways move. If we look closely on the 4-hour chart, still positive a little bit. There is no divergence, so If it breaks below the 2060, moving down. If it breaks below, I know I don't give you much, but this is it. There is here. This is no much clear of divergence. I don't know, maybe small in the intraday, not for bigger run, for longer term. Oxy again touched its ceilings, moving for the downside. I'm waiting for the 53. Nothing much to say. You can see big red candle. I'm waiting for the 53, guys. Nothing much to say here. Moving for the downside and moving here, closing the gap, moving even further down. IWM. Maybe I will do separate about all the ETFs, combining the S&P. So IWM was very strong. Again, if we watch on the weekly, very red. Yes, baby. Again, moving for the downside. This is a big move, so now big return. Do we see something? It creates divergence for the downside. Here, no divergence, just mean continuation, probably resting on the 188. So guys, I need to go, and this is it. Still moving for the downside, even though some in the S&P see some strength, and the Q is a little bit, but Q much weaker than the S&P, so more bias for the downside, giving us more gap closing, more opportunity to buy more cheap, and then moving the year in the upper move. But remember, we ended the first week red, so be very cautious about it. Many people are going to be afraid from it, and probably continuation in the selling. So thank you guys, and see you guys later. Bye bye.